Have you ever had someone look you in the eye and tell you that you meant nothing? The 3 years of your life, every sacrifice you made was just a transaction? That's what happened to Elena Martinez on what should have been her 3rd wedding anniversary. She came home with champagne and his favorite dinner, wearing the color he loved. Instead, she found her husband Lucas in their bed with her best friend Sofia, the woman who'd been her maid of honor, who'd held her through her darkest moments, who knew every vulnerability Elena had. Elena left with nothing, no money, no home, no dignity. But then, a dangerous-looking stranger named Ji-hoon made her an offer that sounded insane. Marry him within 24 hours, and he'd give her the revenge she deserved. Before we begin, I'd like to welcome back my amazing viewers. Kindly tell us where you're watching from. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Elena Martinez adjusts the champagne bottles in her arms as she climbs the stairs to the penthouse she shares with her husband, Lucas Chen. 3 years of marriage today. 3 years of being the perfect wife, the understanding partner who never complained when business kept him late, who smiled through lonely dinners, who convinced herself that love could survive on crumbs. The penthouse is dark except for a sliver of light under their bedroom door. Elena's heart lifts. Maybe Lucas remembered after all. Maybe he came home early to surprise her. She sets down the champagne and dinner bags, smoothing her dress. She'd worn his favorite color, navy blue. The champagne bottle slips from Elena's fingers the moment she opens the bedroom door. Lucas is in their bed, the bed she picked out, with sheets she'd agonized over, with a woman. But not just any woman. Sofia Rivera. Her best friend since freshman year of college, her maid of honor. The woman who held Elena when she cried over her father's diagnosis, who knew every insecurity Elena harbored, who Elena trusted more than anyone. The champagne bottle explodes against the marble floor, glass and alcohol everywhere. The sound makes them look up. Neither scrambles to cover themselves. Neither looks particularly surprised or ashamed. Lucas actually sighs, like Elena has inconvenienced him. Well, this saves me some time. He reaches to the nightstand and retrieves a manila folder. He tosses it toward her. It lands at her feet, pages spilling out. Divorce papers, already prepared, already signed on his end. What? Elena can't form words. Her brain refuses to process the scene before her. This isn't real. Can't be real. Sofia stretches against the pillows, completely naked, completely comfortable. Her lips curve into a smile Elena has never seen before. Cruel, satisfied, victorious. Happy anniversary, Elena. I got Lucas a really special gift this year, freedom from you. The room tilts. Elena grabs the doorframe to stay upright. 3 years, Lucas says, standing now, pulling on his pants without any urgency. That's how long I needed. Your father's business connections, his partners, his legacy, it's all transferred to me now. His former associates trust me, do business with me. I don't need you anymore. You married me for my father's connections? Elena's voice sounds distant, like it belongs to someone else. Obviously. Why else would I marry someone as ordinary as you? Lucas buttons his shirt, glancing at his reflection in the mirror, fixing his hair. You're not beautiful enough, not interesting enough, not ambitious enough. You were a means to an end. Sofia sits up, making no effort to cover herself. Oh, Elena. You really thought a man like Lucas would want you for you? You're so painfully average. He needs someone who matches him, someone with fire, someone who understands power. We've been together for 18 months, Sofia continues, examining her nails. Since before your 2nd anniversary, actually, right under your nose. God, you were so easy to fool. Remember when I stayed over last year because I broke up with my boyfriend? I was with your husband in the guest room while you made us breakfast. Elena feels like she's drowning. Every memory, every moment with Sofia rewrites itself with this new knowledge. The girls' nights, the shopping trips, the long phone calls about Sofia's dating troubles, all lies, all calculated. The joint accounts are drained, Lucas says matter-of-factly. I've transferred all our assets into my name. The prenup you signed, well, it protects me beautifully. Your father's lawyer recommended it, remember? Except I had my lawyer write it. You get nothing. That's illegal. Prove it. Lucas's smile is cold. You signed everything I put in front of you because you trusted me. That's your mistake, not mine. My lawyers assure me everything is airtight. Elena's knees give out. She sinks to the floor, glass crunching under her. She doesn't feel the cuts. I want you out tonight, Lucas says. I'm having the locks changed in the morning. Take your clothes, everything else stays. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. He turns to Sofia, his expression softening in a way it never did for Elena. Ready, baby? Let's go celebrate properly. They dress while Elena sits frozen on the floor. Sofia steps over her on the way out, pausing to whisper, You were always too good, too naive, too trusting. The world eats women like you alive. Thanks for the husband, though. I'll take much better care of him than you ever did. The door closes. Elena sits in the wreckage of her life, broken glass, divorce papers, the ruins of 3 years, and something inside her shatters too. Not her heart. That broke months ago under Lucas's indifference, something else, something fundamental. The woman who walked into this room dies on that floor. What rises has sharper edges. Elena leaves with nothing but her purse, and the wedding ring she can't quite bring herself to remove. The building's doorman pretends not to see her tear-stained face. Everyone always pretends not to see. Seoul's streets are unforgiving at night, especially in the rain that started. Cold autumn rain that soaks through her navy dress within minutes. She walks without direction, numb to everything. Her phone buzzes constantly, friends asking about anniversary plans. She can't answer, can't explain, can't admit how thoroughly she was fooled. She has no money, not until she can access her personal account tomorrow, and even that's nearly empty. Lucas systematically drained everything over the past 6 months. She'd noticed, asked questions. He'd explained it was business restructuring, investments. She'd believed him. Of course she had. She believed everyone, trusted everyone. Look where that got her. Elena finds herself in Gangnam, outside a luxury restaurant she can't afford, watching beautiful people live beautiful. Lives through glass windows. She used to be one of them, not anymore. Now she's just another broken woman with nowhere to go. She collapses against the building's wall, sliding down to sit on the wet concrete. Sobs tear from her throat, ugly, gasping sounds that make passing pedestrians quicken their pace. No one stops, no one cares. Why would they? This is pathetic, she tells herself. Get up, move, do something. But she can't. The numbness is spreading, replacing shock with something worse. Absolute emptiness. Her marriage was a lie. Her best friend was an enemy. Her entire adult life was built on sand, and now it's all washed away. A black Mercedes pulls up to the curb nearby. She doesn't notice until a car door opens and expensive leather shoes appear in her peripheral vision. You'll catch pneumonia. The voice is deep, accented, Korean, but with something else underneath. American education, maybe. Elena looks up to see a man standing over her. Tall, probably, 6'2", with sharp features and eyes like black ice. He's young, early 30s, wearing a suit that costs more than her old wedding dress, dangerous looking despite the refined appearance. Something predatory in the way he holds himself. She should be afraid, should refuse. But fear requires caring about consequences, and she's fresh out of both. I don't care about pneumonia, she says flatly. Maybe not, but you're sitting in front of my restaurant and watching you fall apart is depressing my dinner guests. He extends a hand. Get in the car. So you can murder me? If I wanted you dead, you'd already be dead. He says it matter-of-factly, like commenting on the weather. I'm offering you a dry place to sit and something hot to drink. You can decline, but make the decision before my driver blocks traffic any longer. Elena takes his hand. The contact sends an electric shock through her, the first thing she's felt besides pain in hours. His grip is strong, pulling her up. Effortlessly. The car interior is warm, luxurious. She sinks into leather seats that probably cost more than her monthly salary at her old job, the job she quit when Lucas said his wife shouldn't work, that it looked bad for his image. The man slides in beside her, maintaining a careful distance. He's more handsome than she initially realized. Sharp jawline, intense eyes that seem to see through her. His hair's dark, slightly long, pushed back from his face. A thin scar runs along his left cheekbone. Ji-hoon, he introduces himself. The name means nothing to Elena, but the driver adjusts himself in the rearview mirror, pride on his face. Whoever this man is, he's important. Elena Martinez. Her voice sounds hollow. Martinez, Spanish. My father was. Mexican-American. My mother's Korean. And the man who made you cry? Chinese-American. But that's not why I'm crying. She laughs bitterly. I'm crying because I was stupid enough to trust him. Stupid enough to think he loved me. Ji-hoon studies her for a long moment. Where do you want to go? I don't know. I don't have anywhere. The admission tastes like failure. Then you'll come with me while you figure it out. Ji-hoon's penthouse occupies the top floor of a building in Cheongdam-dong, the wealthiest neighborhood in Seoul. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the Han River. Everything is minimalist, expensive, pristine. Black, white, and gray with occasional metallic accents. It looks like a hotel, carefully designed but impersonal. He directs her to a guest bathroom. Shower. I'll have clothes brought up. Elena should question this, should worry about his motivations. Instead, she stands under scalding water and watches 3 years of marriage wash down the drain, pink with blood from her cut knees. When she emerges, there's a selection of women's clothing on the bed, designer pieces in her exact size, tags still attached. She chooses the simplest option, black cashmere, sweater and matching pants. They fit perfectly. The living room is warmer than the rest of the penthouse, literally. A fireplace burns despite the modern setting. Ji-hoon stands by the windows, holding 2 glasses of amber liquid. Whiskey, he says, offering her one. You look like you need it. She does. The alcohol burns, grounding her. So, Ji-hoon says, settling into a chair across from her, tell me why you were falling apart on my doorstep. Why do you care? Call it curiosity. Maybe it's the shock. Maybe it's because he's a stranger who will never see her again. Maybe it's the whiskey. Elena tells him everything, the anniversary surprise, finding Lucas with Sofia, the divorce papers, the theft, the betrayal. She speaks calmly, clinically, like reciting someone else's tragedy. Ji-hoon listens without interrupting. When she finishes, he refills both glasses. Your husband is Lucas Chen, he says. It's not a question. You know him? I know of him, mid-level. Businessman trying to climb higher. Leveraged beyond his means, makes risky investments. Ji-hoon's expression suggests he finds Lucas distasteful. I didn't know he was also stupid enough to steal from his wife and flaunt an affair. Apparently, I was the only one who didn't know. No, you were trusting. There's a difference. Ji-hoon studies her over his glass. What will you do now? I don't know. Find a lawyer. Try to prove he stole from me, though he claims it's legal. Find somewhere to stay. Find a job. The list is overwhelming. Start over, I guess. And if I offered you another option? Elena looks at him warily. What kind of option? Marriage, tomorrow. She laughs, a sharp, slightly hysterical sound. I just got divorced. Why would I remarry, especially to a stranger? Because I need a wife, and you need protection and revenge. We can help each other. That's insane. Perhaps, but consider it anyway. Ji-hoon leans forward, his intensity pinning her in place. I run a family business, legitimate on the surface, less so underneath. My grandmother runs the family council, and she's been pressuring me to marry, produce an heir, settle down. Every suitable candidate she presents bores me to tears. I've refused them all. So marry one of them. They want my money and status. They'd expect love, attention, romance, things I have no interest in providing. You, on the other hand, want nothing except revenge and a fresh start. We'd have a clear transaction. Elena should say no, should walk away from this madness, but something in his words catches her. What kind of business? The kind where people pay for protection, information, and discretion. My family has deep roots in Seoul's underground, but we operate legitimate fronts, nightclubs, real estate, import-export. We're not street thugs, Elena. We're business people who occasionally operate outside the law. You're Mafia. That's a Western term, but essentially yes. He says it without shame or bravado. Just fact. Which means I have resources your ex-husband can't imagine. Money, connections, information. I can destroy Lucas Chen so completely he'll wish he'd never learned your name. Elena's pulse quickens. Why would you do that for me? Because 18 years ago my mother died of a broken heart after my father's mistress destroyed her. She was weak, gentle, trusting, like you. The mistress was cruel, calculating, like your friend Sofia. I couldn't protect my mother. I was 12 and powerless. His jaw clenches. But I can protect you. And watching you in the rain tonight, something about your situation reminded me of her. So this is about your mother, not me. Partially, but also, he pauses, seeming to choose words carefully. When I saw you sitting in the rain, destroyed but still conscious, still breathing, still present despite the pain, I felt something I haven't experienced since my mother died. Interest, curiosity, the desire to know more about you, maybe even protection. You don't know me. No, but I know strength when I see it. You're not broken, Elena. You're angry, and anger is useful. What would this marriage entail? Publicly, you'd be my wife. We'd attend events together, maintain appearances. My grandmother would be satisfied. Your ex-husband and his mistress would see you've moved on and up. Privately, we'd negotiate boundaries. I don't expect love or physical intimacy unless both parties consent. You'd have your own room, your own space, your own money. And in exchange, you play the role. You don't lie to me, ever. Honesty is the only currency I value, and you allow me to use my resources to destroy everyone who hurt you. Elena should refuse, should find a lawyer through legal channels, start over properly. But legal channels favor men like Lucas, men with money and lawyers and connections. She'd spend years fighting and losing. Why 24 hours? She asks. Because your husband will have the locks changed, will freeze whatever accounts you can still access, will begin covering his tracks. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to strike back. Also, my grandmother is hosting a family dinner tomorrow night, presenting her with a wife. A beautiful, accomplished wife from a good family would end her matchmaking permanently. This is crazy. Completely. Ji-hoon's smile is slight but genuine. But you don't want safe right now. You want revenge. And I'm offering it on a silver platter. He's right. She wants to see Lucas suffer, wants Sofia to regret every lie, wants them to hurt the way they hurt her. I have conditions, Elena says. Name them. Complete financial independence, my own accounts that you can't touch. And I'm not a trophy. I want to be involved in planning their downfall, not just watching from the sidelines. Agreed. And my condition, absolute honesty, about everything. I don't care what you've done or what you think or what you feel. But don't lie to me. I've had enough deception from people who claim to care. They shake hands. His grip is firm, warm, and something electric passes between them. Awareness, possibility, danger. 24 hours, Ji-hoon says. Tomorrow, you'll be Elena Kang, and Lucas Chen will learn what happens when you throw away something valuable. 24 hours after her world collapsed, Elena stands in a private courthouse wearing a simple white dress Ji-hoon had delivered that morning. It fits perfectly. He'd guessed her size exactly, which should be creepy, but somehow isn't. No guests, no flowers, no music, just a bored judge, two strangers as witnesses, and a transaction dressed up as matrimony. Elena signs her name in a daze. This is insane. She's marrying a man she met 12 hours ago, a criminal, a stranger who offered her revenge like other men offer flowers. But when Ji-hoon slides the ring on her finger, a stunning diamond that catches courthouse fluorescent lights like frozen fire, he holds her hand longer than necessary. His thumb brushes her pulse point, and Elena's breath catches. You're mine now, he murmurs, quiet enough that only she hears. That means no one touches you. No one hurts you. Not ever again. It should sound possessive and threatening. Instead, it sounds like the first honest promise anyone's made her in years. The judge pronounces them married. Ji-hoon kisses her, chaste, brief, but somehow it sears through her like lightning. When they part, his eyes hold something she can't name. Ready? He asks. For what? For everything to change. They exit the courthouse as husband and wife. A photographer catches them on the steps, not by accident. Ji-hoon planned this. By evening, photos will circulate through Seoul's elite social circles. By morning, Lucas will know. In the car, Elena stares at her ring. This must have cost. Don't insult yourself by trying to calculate its value, Ji-hoon interrupts. You're my wife now. You wear my ring, carry my name, enjoy my protection. Get used to it. I'm not used to any of this. Good. The old Elena trusted too easily, expected too little, accepted crumbs. The new Elena is married to one of the most powerful men in Seoul. She should expect everything and accept nothing less. Something in his words kindles warmth in Elena's chest. For 3 years, Lucas made her feel small, ordinary, insufficient. Ji-hoon makes her feel seen, valued, protected. Dangerous thoughts for a transactional marriage. They drive to their penthouse. Elena's few belongings are already moved in, her clothes unpacked in the master bedroom's second closet. A second bedroom across the hall has been prepared for her. Tonight, sleep wherever you're comfortable, Ji-hoon says. We'll establish routines as we go, but this afternoon you have an appointment. For what? Hair, makeup, wardrobe. Tonight is my grandmother's dinner. You need to look like you belong at my side. I thought you said You do, but Seoul's elite circles are vicious and they'll scrutinize everything about you. I want you armored. His expression softened slightly. Think of it as war paint. Your first battle is tonight. The Kang family estate sits in Songbuk-dong, surrounded by walls and guards. Old money, old power, the kind of family that's influenced Seoul for generations, their criminal empire so entrenched it's practically legitimate. Elena's been transformed, her hair styled in soft waves, makeup emphasizing her features without overwhelming them, wearing a red silk dress that probably costs more than her old car. Diamond earrings Ji-hoon presented her at the apartment dangle from her ears. Nervous? Ji-hoon asks as they pull through the gates. Terrified. Good. Fear keeps you sharp. He takes her hand. My grandmother is formidable. She'll test you. Don't back down, but don't disrespect her. Show spine, not aggression. And if I fail, you won't. He says it with absolute certainty. Madame Kang waits in the main house's formal sitting room, a tiny woman in traditional hanbok, probably 70, but with eyes sharp as knives. 3 other people sit nearby, a younger man who must be Ji-hoon's brother or cousin, and an elegant couple in their 50s. Grandmother, Ji-hoon greets her formally in Korean. I've brought my wife to meet you. Madame Kang's gaze cuts to Elena, assessing everything in seconds. She responds in Korean, her tone sharp. Ji-hoon translates, she says you don't look like much. Elena could wilt, could apologize, could try to make herself smaller. Instead, she channels the anger that's been burning since yesterday. Tell her I don't need to look like much when I have the strength to walk away from a man who didn't value me and toward one who does. She meets Madame Kang's eyes steadily. Appearance fades, character doesn't. Ji-hoon's lips twitch, but he translates. The room goes silent. Then Madame Kang laughs, a sharp, delighted sound. She speaks rapidly in Korean. Ji-hoon translates, she says you have fire after all. She thought I'd married a weak fool. She approves. Dinner is a test, subtle questions designed to expose Elena's background, education, family. She answers honestly. Her father was an immigrant who built a successful import business. Her mother, a second-generation Korean-American who married for love. She has a degree in business, worked in marketing before Lucas convinced her to quit, speaks Spanish and English fluently, is learning Korean. The younger man, Min-jae, Ji-hoon's cousin and second in command, seems amused by her. How does it feel to marry into a crime family? Safer than marrying into a legitimate one, Elena replies. At least you're honest about being criminals. Min-jae laughs. I like her cousin. She's sharp. After dinner, Madame Kang requests private words with Elena. They sit in her personal garden, surrounded by autumn flowers. Why did you really marry my grandson? She asks in accented English. Elena considers lying, then remembers Ji-hoon's condition, honesty. Revenge, protection, a fresh start, not necessarily in that order. No love? I don't know him well enough to love him, but I respect him, and respect is a better foundation than love. Madame Kang nods slowly. You've been hurt badly. I see it in your eyes, rage and pain competing for space. Good. Rage makes you survive. Love makes you weak. Is that why you approve of me? I approve because you're honest about your wounds. Too many women pretend to be whole when they're shattered inside. You own your breaking. She pats Elena's hand. That makes you dangerous. My grandson needs dangerous. The first week of marriage is strange. 2 polite strangers navigating shared space. Elena takes the guest bedroom but joins Ji-hoon for breakfast and dinner. They discuss mundane things, schedules, preferences, boundaries. Ji-hoon leaves for work early. His legitimate businesses require attention, though Elena suspects his real work happens later. She's given a credit card with no limit and encouraged to furnish her room, buy whatever she wants. "I'm not used to this," she admits over coffee. "Used to what?" "Having money, having freedom. Lucas controlled everything." "I'm not Lucas." Ji-hoon's voice is flat. "Buy what you want. Go where you want. You're not my prisoner, Elena. You're my wife." She tests this gradually, buys books, joins a gym, starts relearning who she is without Lucas's opinions shaping her. The freedom is intoxicating and terrifying. Min-jae becomes an unexpected friend. He's assigned as her security, following discreetly when she goes out, checking in daily. But he's also funny, irreverent, willing to explain the family business. "We run nightclubs mostly," he explains over lunch, 3 in Gangnam, 2 in Hongdae. They're legitimate fronts, but we also handle other business, information brokering, protection services, debt collection. "So you're criminals." "We prefer entrepreneurs with flexible ethics." He grins. "Boss Kang keeps the violence minimal. We're not thugs, we're businessmen who occasionally break laws." "And Ji-hoon runs it all?" "Since he was 25, his father was weak, nearly destroyed the family with bad decisions and worse women. Ji-hoon rebuilt everything after his father died. The family respects strength, and he's the strongest we've had in generations." Elena processes this. Her husband is dangerous, powerful, respected, and he chose her. At night, she hears Ji-hoon moving through the penthouse. Sometimes she finds him in his study at 2 a.m. working. Sometimes he's in the living room, staring at the city lights. One night, she joins him. "Can't sleep?" "Rarely do." He pours her whiskey without asking. He's learned she likes it. "You?" "Nightmares. About Lucas. About Sofia. About being back in that bedroom, seeing them together. They'll fade, eventually." "Do yours?" Ji-hoon's expression darkens. "No, but I've learned to function despite them." They sit in comfortable silence, watching Seoul glitter below. This becomes routine. Late-night conversations over whiskey, neither demanding more than the other can give. During the day, Ji-hoon teaches her self-defense in his private gym. "You'll never be helpless again," he says, correcting her stance, his body close behind hers. The contact is professional, but Elena feels electricity every time. "Why do you care if I can defend myself?" "Because you're mine to protect, but I want you able to protect yourself too." His breath is warm against her ear. Independence and protection aren't mutually exclusive. She's falling for him. Slowly, carefully, but definitely falling. It terrifies her. 2 weeks into the marriage, Lucas makes his first move. Elena is having lunch with Madame Kang, a weekly tradition they've established, when a commotion erupts near the restaurant entrance. Lucas and Sofia arrive, their presence clearly not coincidental. "Elena," Sofia's voice carries across the dining room, designed for maximum attention. "Oh my God, we've been so worried about you." Other diners turn to watch. Phones appear. Lucas approaches their table, his expression concerned. "Elena, I heard you got remarried immediately after our divorce. That's concerning. Very concerning." "Concerning how?" Elena asks coldly. "Well, marrying a stranger mere hours after our marriage ended? It suggests you weren't stable during our divorce proceedings. My lawyers are questioning the validity of your signature." He leans closer. "Are you on medication? Do you need psychiatric help?" Sofia chimes in. "We've been telling everyone you were having a breakdown, that you married some random rich guy as a rebound. It's so embarrassing for everyone," around them, whispers. Sound spread. Elena feels old shame rising, the instinct to shrink, apologize, disappear. Then, Madame Kang's hand closes over hers. The old woman's grip is iron. "Young man," Madame Kang says in perfect icy English, "you're speaking to my granddaughter-in-law, the wife of Kang Ji-hoon. I suggest you choose your next words very carefully." Lucas pales slightly, recognizing the name, but he's committed now. "I'm just concerned about my ex-wife's mental health. Marrying a stranger so quickly is her business, not yours. You divorced her. You lost the right to concern yourself with her decisions." Madame Kang's smile could freeze fire. Now leave before I have you removed in a manner you won't enjoy. Before Lucas can respond, Ji-hoon appears. Elena hadn't seen him enter, but suddenly he's there, solid, dangerous, possessive. His hand lands on her shoulder. Is there a problem? His voice is quiet, controlled, deadly. Lucas stumbles backward. Whatever he sees in Ji-hoon's face terrifies him. You were just leaving, Ji-hoon finishes. You have 10 seconds before I make you leave, and trust me, you don't want me involved in your exit. Sofia grabs Lucas's arm, suddenly less confident. Let's go. This isn't worth it. Oh, but this is very worth it, Ji-hoon says, his smile cold, because now I know exactly what you look like, both of you, and I have a very good memory for faces. After they leave, Elena realizes she's shaking, not from fear, from rage. They're trying to destroy my reputation, she says, make me look crazy, unstable, so no one believes me about the theft. Let them try, Ji-hoon says, sliding into the seat beside her. Every attack they make, we document. Every lie they spread, we track. They're building the case against themselves. But people will believe them. No one who matters believes them. You're Elena Kang now. You have my name, my protection, my family behind you. He lifts her chin, forcing her to meet his eyes. You're not alone anymore, understand? She nods, something warm blooming in her chest despite the confrontation. That night, Ji-hoon shows her what he's been preparing. His study table is covered with documents, evidence of Lucas's bad doings, not just from Elena but from his own company. We've been investigating since our wedding day, Min-jae explains, appearing with more files. Your ex-husband is sloppy. He thinks he's clever, but he leaves traces everywhere. This could destroy him, Elena breathes. That's the point, Ji-hoon says, but we're not ready yet. We need more. Over the next week, the harassment escalates. Sofia creates fake social media accounts, flooding Elena's messages with abuse, calling her derogatory names, posting edited photos suggesting Elena was cheating on Lucas their entire marriage. Lucas contacts Ji-hoon's business associates, expressing concern about his judgment in marrying someone so quickly, implying, Elena is unstable, possibly dangerous. Some of Ji-hoon's associates begin questioning the hasty marriage. The attacks are coordinated, vicious, designed to isolate Elena and undermine Ji-hoon's reputation. They're desperate, Min-jae observes. They thought Elena would just disappear quietly. Her resurgence threatens them. The final straw comes when Lucas and Sofia crash a private business dinner Ji-hoon hosts at one of his restaurants. Security should have stopped them, but Lucas bribed someone. They burst into the private dining room, where Ji-hoon is meeting with major business partners, people who control significant portions of Seoul's legitimate and illegitimate economies. Gentlemen, Lucas addresses the room, ignoring Ji-hoon's darkening expression. I feel obligated to warn you about the woman sitting at this table. Elena was my wife until recently, and I can attest to her unstable behavior. He doesn't finish. Ji-hoon cut him short. You crashed my private dinner, Ji-hoon says, his voice deadly calm. You disrespected my guests. You insulted my wife. Choose your next words very carefully because they might be your last. Security drags Lucas and Sofia out, both screaming threats. The dining room sits in stunned silence. Then, Min-jae smoothly distributes folders to each guest. Inside, complete dossiers on Lucas and Sofia, every lie they've spread documented, evidence of Lucas's financial crimes, proof of Sofia's harassment campaign, photos of their affair overlapping with Elena's marriage. This, Min-jae says calmly, is why we trust Boss Kang's judgment. He doesn't just choose wisely, he protects what's his. The business partners nod, reviewing the evidence. One speaks up. Your wife was wronged badly, Kang. If you need assistance dealing with these people, you have my support. Others echo agreement. In trying to destroy Elena and undermine Ji-hoon, Lucas and Sofia have instead unified his allies behind him. That night, Ji-hoon holds Elena as she finally breaks down, not from sadness, from fury. They tried to take you from me, she whispers. They weren't satisfied destroying me once. They wanted to ruin the one good thing I've found. They failed, Ji-hoon says fiercely, tilting her face up to his. And now we don't just ruin them financially. We obliterate them so completely, they'll wish they'd never learned your name. When do we strike? She asks. Ji-hoon's smile is cold, satisfied. Soon. But first we let them feel safe. We let them think their attacks worked, that we're retreating. Then, when they're comfortable, he traces her cheekbone gently, the touch at odds with his violent words. We destroy everything. 3 weeks after the restaurant incident, Ji-hoon announces they're attending Seoul's most exclusive charity gala, the social event where Korea's elite gather to display wealth and forge alliances. Lucas and Sofia will be there, he tells Elena. They bought tickets before their finances started declining. This is your moment. Elena has learned much in her month as Elena Kong. She's learned to move through Ji-hoon's world with confidence, to read the subtle power dynamics in every interaction. She's learned that strength isn't about being loud, it's about being certain. The dress Ji-hoon has commissioned for her is a masterpiece, deep crimson silk that flows like blood, cut to emphasize her figure without being vulgar. Diamonds at her throat and ears, real ones, each stone worth more than her old annual salary. Her hair's in loose waves, makeup dramatic but elegant. When she descends the penthouse stairs, Ji-hoon stops mid-conversation with Min-jae. His expression doesn't change much. He's too controlled for obvious reactions, but his eyes darken with something Elena's learning to recognize: want, pride, possession. You look like a queen, he says quietly, offering his arm. I feel like I'm wearing my armor. Good, because tonight you go to war. The gala is held at a historic hotel, all marble and gold and old money pretension. Elena and Ji-hoon arrive deliberately late. Entrances matter in this world. When they walk into the ballroom, conversations pause. Everyone recognizes Ji-hoon. The Kang family name carries weight, respect, fear, both. But Elena is new, mysterious, beautiful in a way that demands attention. Whispers follow them. That's his wife? She was married to Lucas Chen before. I heard she trapped Kang, married him for money. No, I heard Chen was abusive and Kang rescued her. Elena ignores all of it, her hand steady on Ji-hoon's arm. He navigates them through the crowd, introducing her to powerful people. CEOs, politicians, celebrities, all treat her with respect because she belongs to Ji-hoon, but Elena ensures they remember her for more than that. She's charming, intelligent, fluent in the language of power. Then she sees them. Lucas and Sofia stand near the bar, drinks in hand, looking strained. Lucas's suit is expensive, but not new. Elena recognizes it from their marriage. Sofia's dress is designer, but last season's. They're maintaining appearances, but the cracks show. When Sofia spots Elena, her face goes white, then red with fury. She whispers something to Lucas, who turns to stare. Elena meets his gaze across the ballroom and smiles. Not a friendly smile, a predator's smile, a promise of pain. Steady, Ji-hoon murmurs, his hand finding the small of her back. Let them come to you. And they do. Lucas approaches first, Sofia trailing behind like a remora on a shark. Elena, Lucas's voice is tight. Enjoying spending your new husband's money? Immensely, though I suppose you'd know all about spending money that isn't yours. She lets the words hang, sweet poison. Careful, Lucas warns. You're making accusations. Am I? I'm simply observing that you seem diminished. Financial troubles? She tilts her head. False. Sympathy. I heard several of your investors pulled out recently. Such terrible luck. Lucas's jaw clenches. He knows. Of course he knows it wasn't luck. Sofia steps forward, her earlier smirk replaced with desperation. You think you're so special now? You're still the same woman who couldn't keep her husband satisfied. Ji-hoon will realize it soon enough. The only thing I've realized, Ji-hoon says, appearing at Elena's side with 2 champagne flutes, is that my wife is extraordinarily patient. I would have destroyed you both weeks ago. She convinced me to wait. The casual threat in his voice makes Sofia step back. Why are you doing this? Lucas demands, some of his old arrogance returning. Elena, we were married for 3 years. Doesn't that mean anything? It means I know exactly how cruel you can be, how thoroughly you'll betray someone who trusts you, how little human decency you possess. Elena accepts champagne from Ji-hoon, her hand steady. You wanted me? Destroyed, Lucas. You wanted me broken, desperate, alone. Well, I'm none of those things, and that terrifies you, doesn't it? You're going to regret this, Lucas hisses. No, Ji-hoon says softly, dangerously. You are. Security appears, Ji-hoon's security, not the hotel's. These two are causing a disturbance. Remove them. You can't, Sofia starts. I can. This is my event. I'm the primary sponsor. Ji-hoon's smile is cold. You're here on discount tickets because the organizers felt sorry for you. Consider that charity withdrawn. Lucas and Sofia are escorted out, protesting loudly. The ballroom watches, phones recording. By morning, the humiliation will be everywhere. Elena should feel triumphant. Instead, she feels tired. Is revenge supposed to feel this empty? The revenge hasn't happened yet, Ji-hoon says, pulling her close. That was just the opening move. But Elena, you don't have to continue if you don't want to. Say the word and we stop. They're already suffering. No. Elena straightens, resolve hardening. They tried to destroy me twice, once in our bedroom, once in public. They don't get to walk away with just embarrassment. I want them ruined. Ji-hoon's eyes gleam with approval. Then let's ruin them. The gala marks a turning point. It starts small. Ji-hoon begins teaching Elena to shoot at his private range. Every Kang should know how to handle weapons, he says, though his family has female members who've never touched a gun. He stands behind her, adjusting her stance, his body warm against hers. Breathe out as you squeeze the trigger. Don't jerk. Smooth pressure. Elena fires. The target's center explodes. Good, Ji-hoon murmurs against her ear. Again? The electricity between them is undeniable now. Every touch lingers. Every glance holds weight. They're circling each other like planets, gravity pulling them closer. One night, working late in Ji-hoon's study reviewing evidence against Lucas, Elena asks the question she's been avoiding. Why did you really marry me? Ji-hoon is silent for so long, she thinks he won't answer. Then, because when I saw you in the rain, falling apart but still present, still conscious despite the pain, I felt something I haven't experienced since my mother died. What? The desire to protect someone, to shield them from the world's cruelty. He turns to face her fully. My mother was gentle, trusting, easily hurt. My father's mistress destroyed her slowly, methodically. I was 12 when she died, old enough to understand what was happening, too young to stop it. Elena's heart aches for the boy he was. I'm sorry. Don't be. It taught me that love is weakness, that caring about someone gives the world ammunition to hurt you. He pauses. Then I met you. And suddenly I wanted to care again, despite knowing the risk. Ji-hoon, I'm falling in love with you, he says bluntly. I have been since that first night. I thought it was just attraction or sympathy or some kind of savior complex. But it's not. You're brilliant, fierce, brave, despite being terrified. You make me want to be more than just the cold bastard who runs a criminal empire. Elena's breath catches. I'm falling too, but I'm afraid. Lucas broke something in me. Then I'll help you heal. Ji-hoon crosses to her, cupping her face with surprising gentleness. However long it takes, whatever you need. I'm not Lucas. I'll prove it every day for the rest of our lives if you let me. I don't know if I can. I'm not asking for anything you can't give. I'm just telling you the truth because we promised honesty. His thumb traces her cheekbone. I love you. You don't have to say it back. You don't have to feel the same way. But I needed you to know. Elena rises on her toes and kisses him. It's not their first kiss. They had the perfunctory wedding kiss, but it's the first real one. The first one that means something. Ji-hoon responds. Ji-hoon, instantly, pulling her against him, deepening the kiss with desperate hunger. When they break apart, both breathing hard, something fundamental has changed. I want you, Elena whispers, not just physically, all of you. You have me. You've had me since the moment I saw you. They don't make love that night. Elena's not ready, and Ji-hoon respects that. But they fall asleep together in his bed, fully clothed, holding each other like lifelines. Over the following weeks, they grow closer. Ji-hoon teaches Elena about his businesses, legitimate and otherwise. She has a talent for strategy, for reading people, for finding weaknesses in systems. She starts accompanying him to meetings, offering insights that prove valuable. You're wasted as just my wife, he tells her after she brilliantly negotiates a difficult contract. You should be running half this empire. Is that an offer? It's a promise. Madame Kang notices the shift in their relationship. During one of their weekly teas, she observes, "My grandson looks at you the way his grandfather looked at me before the business hardened him, like you're the only real thing in a world of illusions." "I look at him the same way," Elena admits. "Good. A marriage built on respect and desire is stronger than one built on obligation." The old woman pauses. "But don't let love make you soft. You still have enemies to destroy." "I haven't forgotten. Neither has Ji-hoon. He's preparing something big. He's just waiting for your permission to proceed." Elena knows what that means. The final phase of their revenge. Total annihilation. "I'm ready," she says. With their relationship deepening, the revenge campaign intensifies. Ji-hoon's hackers have been working tirelessly, and the evidence they've compiled is devastating. Lucas isn't just guilty of stealing from Elena. He's been stealing from his own company for 18 months, covering losses from failed investments by cooking the books and siphoning funds from corporate accounts. The amounts are staggering, millions of dollars missing, all traced back to him. "We can hand this to the authorities now," Min-jae says, spreading documents across Ji-hoon's study. "He'll be arrested within days." "Not yet," Elena says, studying the evidence. "What about Sofia?" That's when they discover Sofia's secret. She's been having an affair with Lucas's business partner, David Park. The affair started before she and Lucas got together. In fact, she and David had been planning to take over Lucas's company together. "She was using Lucas," Min-jae explains, showing them surveillance photos. "She never loved him. She wanted his connections and was planning to push him out once she and Park consolidated power." Elena stares at the photos. Sofia and David in intimate embraces, the timestamps showing meetings throughout Elena's marriage and beyond. "So she betrayed me to get to Lucas, and now she's betraying Lucas for someone else." Loyalty isn't exactly her strong suit, Ji-hoon says dryly. "This is perfect," Elena breathes. "Lucas thinks Sofia loves him. Finding out she was using him the whole time will destroy him more than any financial ruin." "Are you sure you want to use this?" Ji-hoon asks gently. "Once we release it, there's no going back. Their lives will be over. Publicly, financially, personally." Elena thinks of the bedroom 3 months ago, of Sofia's cruel smile, of Lucas's cold dismissal, of the weeks of harassment and sabotage attempts. "I'm sure," but Ji-hoon gives her control of the timeline. "We release this when you're ready. Your revenge, your choice." Elena chooses to wait. She wants them to feel secure first, to think they've weathered the storm. She's learned patience from Ji-hoon, strategy from watching his empire operate. In the meantime, life continues. Elena discovers she loves Ji-hoon's world, the strategy, the power dynamics, the constant chess game of business and influence. She starts attending meetings without him, negotiating deals, building relationships. Ji-hoon watches her bloom with fierce pride. "You're a natural at this." "Maybe I always was. Lucas just never let me try." One evening, Elena is reviewing contracts when she hears piano music. She follows the sound to a room she's never entered, Ji-hoon's private music room. He sits at a grand piano, playing something beautiful and melancholy. "I didn't know you played," she says from the doorway. "My mother taught me. I haven't played for anyone since she died." He doesn't stop, the music flowing through him. "But I wanted to play for you." Elena sits beside him on the bench, watching his fingers move across the keys. When the song ends, she takes his face in her hands and kisses him deeply. That night, they finally make love. It's slow, careful, reverent, Ji-hoon treating Elena like she's precious, fragile, sacred. After they lie tangled together, and Elena realizes she feels whole for the first time since her father died. "I love you," she tells him. "I was afraid to say it, afraid to trust it, but I do. I love you." Ji-hoon's arms tighten around her. "Say it again." "I love you." Again. "I love you, Kang Ji-hoon." He kisses her, and Elena tastes salt. His tears are hers, she doesn't know. Over the following weeks, they become inseparable, true partners in every sense. Ji-hoon starts introducing Elena as his business partner, not just his wife. She earns respect in her own right. People stop seeing her as Kang's wife and start seeing her as Elena Kang, power player. Lucas's situation continues deteriorating. His company is failing, investors abandoning ship, He's drowning in debt, making desperate decisions. Sofia grows increasingly shrill, their relationship fracturing under pressure. "They're imploding on their own," Min-jae observes. "We've barely done anything beyond the initial financial pressure." "Guilty consciences do that," Madame Kang says during family dinner. They know they wronged Elena. Every setback feels like cosmic punishment. But Elena knows it's not cosmic, it's calculated. Ji-hoon has been systematically dismantling Lucas's support systems, ensuring every door closes, every opportunity vanishes. "Are you having second thoughts?" he asked one night, sensing her contemplation. "No, I'm just realizing that revenge doesn't fill the hole they left. You do. This life we're building does." "So we stop?" "No, we finish it. But not because I need revenge anymore, because they need to face consequences for their actions, for what they did to me, for trying to destroy us, for being willing to hurt anyone to get what they want." Ji-hoon nods, understanding the distinction. "Then we end this properly." They set a date. Exactly 6 months after Elena's devastating anniversary. Poetic symmetry. The plan is coordinated, brutal, and inescapable. Ji-hoon, Elena, and Min-jae spend weeks perfecting every detail. They'll hit Lucas and Sofia simultaneously from multiple angles, ensuring complete destruction. Day 1 begins at 9 a.m. when federal investigators arrive at Lucas's office with a warrant. The evidence, all carefully compiled and anonymously provided, gives them authority to freeze his accounts, seize his assets, and arrest him on the spot. Lucas is led out in handcuffs while employees watch, phones recording. The news hits media immediately. Prominent businessman arrested for fraud, embezzlement, multiple financial crimes. His company's stock crashes within hours, becoming worthless. Investors he'd assured turn on him viciously. The board of directors issues a statement disavowing him completely. Simultaneously, Sofia's affair with David Park goes public. Not through news outlets, through social media. Anonymous accounts post photos, videos, screenshots of their messages. The timestamps prove the affair overlapped with her relationship with Lucas, overlapped with her friendship with Elena. The posts go viral. Sofia's phone explodes with messages, former friends condemning her, brands dropping sponsorships, her family expressing shame. Her carefully curated influencer image crumbles in hours. Lucas, learning about Sofia's betrayal from his jail cell, loses his mind. He calls her screaming, threatening. Those calls are leaked too, his voice raw with fury, calling her every vile name, admitting he never loved her either, that she was just convenient. Their relationship implodes publicly, spectacularly. Each blames the other, each reveals ugly secrets. The media devours it, formerly glamorous couple destroying each other on social media. But Elena and Ji-hoon aren't finished. Day 2 brings professional destruction. David Park, Sofia's lover, is arrested for his role in the scheme. He'd been helping Lucas cook the books while planning to frame him eventually. Both men turn on each other, each trying to cut deals. Sofia, realizing her plan has collapsed, completely tries to flee Seoul. She's stopped at the airport, outstanding debts, frozen accounts, nowhere to go even if she could leave. Day 3 is personal annihilation. Every detail of Lucas and Sofia's schemes comes to light, not just what they did to Elena, but their pattern of using and discarding people. Former friends come forward with stories. Business associates reveal unethical dealings. The picture that emerges is of two sociopaths willing to destroy anyone for personal gain. Public opinion turns completely. Lucas and Sofia aren't just criminals, they're villains. People who had pitied Lucas after his divorce now call him a monster. Sofia, who'd built a brand on authenticity and friendship, is revealed as a calculating predator. Through it all, Elena watches from the safety of Ji-hoon's penthouse. She expected to feel triumphant. Instead, she feels free. The anger that's driven her for 6 months dissipates, leaving peace behind. "Is it enough?" Ji-hoon asks, quietly, holding her as they watch news coverage. "It's more than enough. It's over." She turns in his embrace, cupping his face. "Thank you for giving me this, for giving me everything. You gave me more." His eyes are soft, the ice long melted. "You gave me a reason to feel again, a reason to be more than just the cold bastard who runs an empire." That night, as Seoul buzzes with scandal, Elena and Ji-hoon make love slowly, celebrating not revenge but survival. They've both been broken by betrayal, but they've healed each other. The legal proceedings take months. Lucas is sentenced to 10 years for his crimes. David Park receives 7 years. Sofia faces charges for harassment and her role in the schemes. She pleads out for probation, but her reputation is destroyed beyond recovery. Elena attends Lucas's sentencing. She doesn't speak, doesn't need to. The judge does it for her, detailing the financial and emotional damage Lucas caused, noting his particular cruelty toward his ex-wife. Lucas looks at Elena once across the courtroom. She meets his gaze calmly, feeling nothing. He's not her husband anymore, not even her enemy. Just a stranger who once hurt her and now faces consequences. Outside the courthouse, media surrounds Elena. "How do you feel?" they shout. "Is this justice?" "Do you forgive him?" Ji-hoon steps between Elena and the cameras, his security team creating space. "My wife has no statement except this. She's moving forward with her life. We'd appreciate privacy to do so." But one reporter persists. "Elena, you went from divorced and broke to married to one of Seoul's most powerful men. Some say you used Kang Ji-hoon." Elena stops, turning back. "Some people see kindness and assume manipulation because that's how they'd behave. My husband saw a woman in pain and offered help. We built something real from that foundation. Anyone who questions it doesn't understand what real partnership looks like." The clip goes viral. Elena's poised response, her obvious love for Ji-hoon, his protective stance. Public opinion, which had been skeptical of their hasty marriage, shifts to support. Sofia tries reaching out once, a rambling email begging forgiveness, claiming she was manipulated by Lucas. Elena deletes it without responding. Sofia doesn't deserve her energy. The penthouse gradually becomes a home rather than a refuge. Elena adds personal touches, books, plants, photos. Her clothes migrate from the guest room to Ji-hoon's closet. They're no longer pretending to be married. They're actually married in every way that matters. Madame Kang officially retires, handing partial control of the family business to Elena and Ji-hoon jointly. "You've earned it," she tells Elena during their final tea. "As boss and subordinate, their next tea will be as equals. You took pain and turned it into power. That's the Kang way." Elena starts a foundation for women leaving abusive or manipulative marriages, providing legal, resources, financial assistance, and emotional support. She understands their pain intimately, can offer genuine empathy alongside practical help. "You're going to change lives," Ji-hoon tells her at the foundation's launch. "That's the idea. No one should feel as helpless as I did that night." "You were never helpless. You were gathering strength." 1 year after that devastating anniversary, Elena stands in the same courthouse where she married Ji-hoon. But this time, they're renewing vows by choice, not desperation. Madame Kang is there, beaming. Min-jae serves as best man. A small gathering of people they genuinely love witnesses. No more pretending, no more transactions. "I, Kang Ji-hoon, promise to protect you, cherish you, and love you for the rest of my life," he says, sliding a new ring beside her original. "You saved me as much as I saved you. You taught me that being vulnerable isn't weakness, it's the bravest thing we can do. I, Elena Kang, promise to stand beside you, to build our empire together, and to love you without fear," she responds, tears streaming freely. "You gave me back myself. You showed me that being loved doesn't mean being controlled. You're my partner, my protector, my everything." They kiss as husband and wife, real this time, chosen, earned. The small gathering applauds. At the reception, Min-jae toasts, "To the scariest power couple in Seoul, may your enemies tremble and your bank accounts flourish." Everyone laughs. It's true, Elena and Ji-hoon have become formidable together. She's softened his edges, taught him vulnerability. He's strengthened her spine, taught her power. "What happened to Lucas and Sofia?" someone asks. "Who?" Ji-hoon replies, and everyone laughs again. Elena sometimes sees updates. Lucas paroled early for good behavior, trying to rebuild under a different name. Sofia working retail, unrecognizable without designer clothes and professional makeup, and feels distant pity. She's too busy. Living to obsess over their ruins. She and Ji-hoon talk about children sometimes, about expanding the empire, about growing old together. They'll have those things eventually. But for now, they're content building their partnership. Do you ever regret it? Elena asks one night, curled against Ji-hoon on their balcony, watching the Han River glitter below. Taking a chance on a stranger in the rain? Every day, Ji-hoon deadpans. She smacks his chest. He catches her hand, bringing it to his lips. Never, he says seriously. You're the best decision I've ever made, the only time I've let my heart override my head, and it turned out perfectly. I love you. I love you more. Impossible. Challenge accepted. They kiss and Seoul glitters around them, and somewhere out there Lucas and Sofia exist in their separate miseries. But Elena doesn't think about them anymore. The revenge succeeded. Yes, they're ruined, just as she wanted. But the real victory isn't there. Destruction. It's her reconstruction. She learned that sometimes the greatest love stories start with endings, because you can't build something real until you've demolished all the false foundations. With Ji-hoon, she built something unshakable, a partnership forged in pain, strengthened by trust, sustained by love, fierce enough to conquer anything. They were two broken people who found each other at exactly the right moment. Their love story began with revenge, but transformed into redemption. And that, Elena thinks as Ji-hoon pulls her closer, is the best ending possible.